Yeah, alright. I guess this is going to be a one-stop go, just like with the wolf. It is going to be a relatively short one, I think. Because the next build that I'm going to do is Wheatley from Portal. And since I got Atlas and Peabody right here, the request was to put Wheatley next to it. I first had a bigger Wheatley image that I was going to work off of, but that was 140 blocks tall, and that's not going to fit in here because that's like 60, 65. So I had to find a smaller one which fits this, I guess, size comparison. It might be a little bit taller than I think it's going to be, but I guess that is going to be fine. But then this is just going to be a one cut, one take build. Haven't done one of these in a little while. Obviously the Fox was the first and not necessarily only one, but well, yeah, I guess so. First and only one of the no break, no screwing around, no editing, no speed up, stuff like that. I do have to figure out the colors that I'm going to use as we speak, though. I am not going to make an outline for this one, I think. Or, actually, I could, which would save me some coloring. Okay, maybe I will cut to see if I want to do the outline, yes or no. And you know what, I'll only do the outline for his body itself. And I guess the arms that he has, like the thing, whatever it's called, like the things that you grip him with. I don't know, the bars on the bottom and the top, you see what I mean. But that does mean that since that is only on the inside, that I do need a black, which is going to be black concrete. Then I will need a grey. Cyan terracotta is also a nice one. You know what? I'll actually use both. Then I think the... Okay, no, that's not going to happen. I kind of want to say that clay might be the next step down in grayscale with these kind of blocks, but... I'm not completely sold on this. At least clay doesn't have any gravity. I definitely know for sure that I will use white wool and snow for the two shades of white that Wheatley has. Then I also need a blue... What am I going to do for his eye? It's kind of like lasery, right? So it needs to be smooth. So I guess those two are relatively... I guess those two are just my options. I don't think I have any other options. Maybe, if I go light blue, that this might be an option, but that's a little bit too much. This might actually be an option. Yeah, that's gonna be fine. And white for the... Yes, obsidian for the outline, yes. And then I just need the grays. The outline I have, the black I have, that grey I have, and then... Okay, you know what? Welcome back from the second cut. I am just going to make an outline which I think will be the best for this, and I'll just skip on the bar thingies that I was talking about earlier. Just for now, and just see how the outline idea is going to look, or if I want to switch a part of it into grey. So yeah, let's start building, shall we? Let us count from where we are going to start. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is usually the starting point from where I begin. A little bit of space from the previous build. Then, if I can count correctly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blocks from this point. It's going to be the first block that I really have to pay attention to. So this is... Okay, I forgot if this was 10 in between. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, yes, that is 10 in between, so this is the first block of the build. So then it's 2, 4, 6, 8. That block is the one that I need to pay attention to. This has to go 2 up, and then we can start our first outline. This should be relatively easy compared to some of the other ones. However, counting these lines is probably going to be slightly more difficult than I want it to be. So we are going this way instead. This will make everything just a little bit easier because I can just keep going and add this outline as we go. That will just make my life a little bit easier. And obviously, if you want to build along, I might go slightly faster than you'd like. But you could just put it on half speed. I am not necessarily going to count all the blocks. This is also not meant as a tutorial. You can obviously use it as such, but that is not the main goal of this. The reason also that I'm using obsidian and not any other block as an outline is because I think obsidian looks better. And I hope you agree, because if you do, that makes life a lot easier for me. That'll also make this build look a lot better than it probably should, if you agree. Okay, I'm kind of in a pickle here. Interesting, okay. Since I am doing this as an outline, I have to make slightly different choices compared to what I normally would. So I might still change this to a gray. Also, I hope you enjoy the music. It's just some relaxing music in the background. Obviously, stuff has to be copyright free. And since I do not have any rights of the music that I used to play, and as I'm streaming this as well, link in description, I just put on some nice relaxing music instead. Okay, so this doesn't look bad, but the thing that I am slightly worried about is the fact that the bars over here are not what they should be. So let's see if I can make sense of this, because you're probably thinking, what in the world is he talking about? But I guess we shall see. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Like that. That will extend out, but that is in gray. There's also some gray inside there still. I believe that this is the right place. It looks like it is. Looks pretty good so far. I could already start to color it in. But let's do this first. That's 2 from the side. That is indeed correct. So far, so good. I'm just hoping that this will look as good as I think it might. But I am slightly skeptical. So far it looks better than I thought it would. However, let's also include the black up here, because then the black will be done. Is that only 3 or is that 4? Nope, that is 4, and then 1 in between. And this one is also 4. Now I only need 1 shade of grey, which is a lot easier than previously, where I needed to possibly 3 shades of grey. But now I think you'll understand with what I mean, the arms or bars that I was talking about before. I guess that looks decent. We can see once this is filled in completely, if we still think the same way. That is the best thing about these small builds. If something doesn't look right, you can easily change it. Easily. So let's start coloring this in. And it needs 3 shades of white, I just noticed. So I'm guessing white concrete powder could make its appearance as probably the darkest of the 3. Yes, it does. White concrete powder keeps amazing me at how dark it actually is. I mean, it isn't pure white, obviously, but I always think that white concrete powder, for some reason, is a lot wider than that it should be. I could actually make this 2 shades of white, because I see that I actually have, let's say, 5 shades of white that I could go through at closer inspection. But I'm not entirely sure if I want to do it that way. I could make him completely white, but I'm guessing that that's not the ideal of the build. I think I'm going to extend the shady areas though, which also includes extending white concrete powder up to there. I don't know if that actually makes it look better though, or if just making him entirely out of snow will make him look better. It probably would, thinking about it. This is a little bit of extra detail. I'm not entirely sold just yet. Maybe once it's filled in completely. When it's filled in completely. Get it? Because it's Wheatley from Portal. Anyway. I'll just stick to building things in Minecraft. So far, so relatively good, I'd say. And this is... like that. This goes on the inside. Make the eye. Concrete powder is a little bit tricky to place when there's nothing beneath it. But that fixes that struggle. And then up here there's some more snow. And then I think it is finished. And now the choice is to keep it like this or to change it completely into snow. Let's see how complete snow will look like. I actually think that complete snow might actually look better. I am not a complete fan of the shading. Maybe because I did a terrible job at it. But I don't know. Something was telling me that it's just not quite right. Also on the image that I'm using to build off as a reference, it doesn't... It's not that different, so... Like when I'm looking at the image, it's like barely a different shade of white. So maybe that also does not help my personal judgment. I guess that's better. I mean, it's closer to what I thought it would be. So yeah, I guess that's Wheatley for you. I don't know how long this took. I think it's maybe only 10 minutes with thinking about the coloring as well. But yeah, that's Wheatley for you in, I think, approximately 10 minutes. Obviously, if you liked it, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. If you want to see more, there are already more builds on the channel, and if you want to see future builds and want to get notified of that, consider subscribing. If you want to catch one of these live streams, obviously there is going to be a link in the description as well. It's going to be on Twitch or on YouTube. I also sometimes stream on YouTube. If you ever request yourself as well, by the way, because everything in this world is viewer requested. If you ever request yourself, leave one in the comments, and maybe I'll just make a separate YouTube request world, and maybe that world will be separately, exclusively streamed on YouTube as well. So yeah, have a great rest of the week or weekend or whatever time frame it's going to be in when you decide to watch this video eventually and when YouTube puts it into your recommendations. This was the longest ending to a YouTube video ever, and I hope to see you in the next one. Have a great day, my dudes.